Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know something you've heard me preaching about, and maybe preaching isn't the right word, but I've talked so often lately about it, and I don't want to beat a dead horse type of thing, so I don't want to repeat myself, but I'll tell you, forward-facing sonar. And a few months ago, most of us probably had never even heard of this, but forward-facing sonar is sort of defining fishing as we go forward to so many people. You know, we look to these bass pros as sort of our heroes. And when I say we, I know most of you listening, that probably doesn't take place within you. But in the world of bass fishing, these pros are everything. They represent what we would maybe like to be, what we would like to idolize or whatever. And so what they do really kind of defines what we want to do. And what the pros are doing now is they're going to this forward-facing sonar. What is it? It allows you to look on your screen and see the water in front of you and actually witness the fish, its profile. We can witness in what direction its body is pointed. And what that does is it becomes the sole attention of these fishermen that are fishing these tournaments that represent big money to them. But I think it's important that you understand how a tournament is sort of structured. And in these tournaments, these bass fishing tournaments, the person with the boat has the biggest advantage. He's the person that determines where that boat is going to go, the direction it's pointed, and basically who's going to get the first cast. The angler that goes with him, the co-angler, whatever you want to call them, they have to fish in the back of the boat. They don't have a say of where the boat goes. These are sort of the rules, the customs that go with it. With forward-facing sonar, oh my gosh, it's making such a difference that if you don't have it, you can't compete on the same level. And this isn't going to change. This is something that is dominating the lure companies. It is affecting fishing in a way that I haven't seen anything affect it in years back. Now, for those of us that don't fish out of a boat, that aren't fishing for giant smallmouth bass in the St. Lawrence River in a competitive nature, this isn't as important. But I got to tell you, it's affecting the design of lures because they're making lures so that they show up best on this sonar. It's affecting the tournament big time. I mean, incredibly, because if you don't have forward-facing sonar on your boat, it's difficult to compete with those that do because it puts them in a whole nother category, really. So don't be surprised as things go forward that there aren't changes in some of the fishing rules, laws, and so forth of tournament fishing because forward-facing sonar is here to stay, and it's really here to change what that fishing is all about. You know, a lot of these guys, if you watch them now with forward-facing sonar, they're not looking at the water. They're not looking out to see, well, what looks like the type of place where the fish might be or what looks like good structure. No, they're staring at that screen. They can see their lure hit the water. They can see whether the fish reacts to it or not. And, you know, I hearken back to all the things that I talked to you about fishing through the years and all the aspects of fishing that have had such a big impact on my life. And this isn't what fishing has been to me. It doesn't mean that I can change it. It doesn't mean that maybe I should change it because life is always evolving. It's always changing. And this is part of the new wave of fishing. But I think it's something that we ought to at least be aware of. We can have our opinions on it. We can share them. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I think it's just how it affects those people that are involved in this sport and what they feel about it. But it's something I wanted you all to be aware of. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.